Welcome, CPMA members. My name is Ron Lemaire, president of the CPMA. I'd like to introduce you to our chair, Guy Millette, and he will begin our 97th annual general meeting.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 97th annual general meeting of the Canadian Produce Marketing Association and a special meeting of the member. I would like to officially call the meeting to order. Bienvenue à tous pour cette 97e Assemblée générale de l'Association canadienne de la distribution des fruits et légumes. Comme le veut la tradition, afin de respecter la majorité, cette assemblée se déroulera en anglais. Our annual general meeting is an opportunity for our membership to come together, to network and connect, and learn about the activities from the past year and get a glimpse for the plan for the year ahead. Additionally, this meeting is an important part of our entire governance model. We continue to work to provide an open and transparent process for our member, and this AGM is your opportunity to exercise your right within the organization. During this year virtual meeting, we will be addressing the following item listed on your screen. The approval of the annual general meeting minute from the 2021 AGM. Consideration of the financial statement for the year ending October 31st, 2021, and the report of the auditor therein, which were approved by the board prior to this meeting. Call for the appointment of the CPMA auditor for 2022-2023. Provide the chair annual report from myself and the president annual report from Ron. Receive a report from the leadership chair related to the board vote conducted in March. Review the special resolution of the board and vote, and any other business that may have been properly brought before this meeting. As you are meeting on Zoom, registered member will be asked to vote virtually. Each member company can cast one vote during our AGM and when called upon to conduct business during the meeting. Within the Zoom, participant can raise and lower a hand. For all motion, we will be using this feature for mover and seconder. If you have raised your hand, please lower it once a mover and a seconder have been acknowledged. The raise hand button can be found at the bottom of your screen under the participant tab. Once a motion is ready to be voted on, a poll will pop up on your screen. You will be asked to vote for either in favor or opposed for each motion. If you have any question during the meeting, please use the Q&A feature located at the bottom of the screen, right next to the participant. As a first order of business, I would like to call for an approval for the agenda. Do we have a motion for approval as presented?
Motion by David Dubé,
Seconder.
We have a seconder by Brian Wong.
Excellent. The poll will now be launched. Only member can vote and only one vote per active member, please.
Guy, we have all the votes in. The motion is passed.
Agenda passed. Thank you. The minute of the 2021 AGM were circulated electronically to the CPMA membership in March. Do we have a motion to approve the minute of the 2021 annual general meeting as circulated?
Michelle McMillan is our motion.
Seconder.
One moment. Michael Ecker, seconder.
Thank you. The poll will now be launched. Again, a reminder, only member can vote and only one vote per active member.
And Mr. Chair, we have approval.
Minute approved. Thank you. Financial statement. The next item on our agenda, I would like to discuss our 2021 audited financial position. I noted earlier Cpma 2021 audited financial statement were approved by the Cpma Board of Directors prior to being sent to members. As the statement outlined, Cpma was able to navigate the challenges of 2021 through expenses management, the conclusion of the surplus food rescue program, the successful delivery of the virtual conference, federal subsidies such as the Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy, while the association continued to operate both virtually and in office, provide members value. It significantly reduced domestic and international travel activities and held most of our meeting virtually. The CPMA was fully engaged with a wide range due to stakeholders, including both public and private partners, to understand, inform, and educate our members as we move in and out of COVID restriction and into the Omicron wave at the end of our fiscal year. These financial statements also highlight how the federal system of support and effective expense management enables CPMA to remain fiscally well-positioned moving to 2022, and a degree of uncertainty surrounding full economic impact in recovery in our current fiscal year. As noted by the auditors, the unpredictable nature of the spread of the disease make it difficult to determine the length of time that the association operation will be impacted, which is why the association continued to operate with a level of risk assessment which is higher than normal. Now, if I can quickly review the revenue line of interest. As part of the 2 years membership fee recommendation, CPMA implemented the first of the 2 years membership adjustment. In the light of increased operating costs, and inflation, this strategic move looked to be crucial for the ongoing viability of the association. Education offering for members continued to be extremely important and expanded its sponsorship model, which is reflected in the statement. CPMA virtual convention and trade show was well received and outperformed targets, and we are extremely grateful to those who support and participate. CPMA was able to host a hybrid semi-annual board meeting, which generated $25,000 above budget. Again, in 2021, CPMA did not recruit sponsorship for its advocacy effort as we continue to operate within a virtual program. As can be seen from the audited statement of operation, general fund, CPMA earned the administration fees of $200,226,442 by delivering the surplus food rescue program. And you will also note that they are offsetting revenue and expenses amount also reported for the SFRP, which conclude last fiscal year. The second item under government subsidized that CPMA qualify and receive included the CEWS, in which totaled $587,737. Now I would like to address our expenses line. CPMA was able to find cost saving in the delivery of its virtual convention and trade show. These savings allowed us to experience a saving of $42,205 to budget. In 2021, our hybrid semi-annual meeting saw approximately $16,000 in saving. As part of our mandate to provide more value to members, CPMA expanded its investment in market research to $155,902. Over the course of 2021, CPMA staff reduced expense were possibly to realize $225,577 in saving based on the original budget of excluding this SFRP contract expenses. While we adjusted expenses, we were still able to provide support on market research. advocacy, education and training, food safety and nutrition, labeling to name a few area of focus. Next, I would like to bring your attention to the internally restricted fund, which are promotion fund, the building maintenance fund, the food safety fund, the plastic packaging working group fund, and the joint advocacy fund. These funds were established from reserve, sponsorship, and board designated contribution from the general fund and were in place to support operation in the event of a catastrophic impact such as COVID. Fortunately, the board did not need to leverage these funds outside of their designated purpose, and at year-end was able to replenish these funds to support member programming. Promotional fund supported our consumer outreach activity, including Half Your Plate dietitian program, celebrity spokespeople, such as member of the Canadian women's hockey team, social influencers, and bloggers. This fund has been instrumental in supporting message on how to combat food inflation related to fruit and vegetable consumption. The balance in the fund at the year end was recorded at $678,873. The Building Maintenance Fund is used to ensure the necessary resources are available for any significant repair to the CPMA offices, which are fully owned and operated by the association and is maintained at $500,000. The Food Safety Fund was established in 2018 to support the need of ongoing Canadian focuses research and education in the area of pathogen, regulatory changes, and best practices, so members can stay at the forefront of the food safety in Canada. At the end of the fiscal 2021, the fund had a balance of $477,506 and will continue to be fund to fund research and education in 2022. Plastic packaging continued to be an area of interest for our sector and Canadians. The Plastic Packaging Working Group Fund continued to be very effective. The fund was created to ensure CPMA could continue to support the essential work around plastic packaging and our sectors. The fund had a balance at the year end of $326,381, and these funds are targeted for key projects in 2022. The final fund is the Joint Advocacy Fund, which was created for advocacy activity held in conjunction with Canadian Horticulture Council, CHC, we should say. The balance in this fund at the year end was $30,728. As we move out of restriction, we are hopeful to again host lobby days on the Hill and leverage these funds. In 2020, you will recall CPMA experienced a deficit of $127,944. The proposed budget for 2021 was a forecasted deficit of $182,750. I am pleased by the work of our staff and volunteer leadership who have used the necessary tool to navigate the fiscal impact of COVID-19, adjusted expenses to revenue level, and leveraged the necessary wage subsidies to them to achieve a surplus of $802,598. These funds will be necessary to ensure we remain viable and the voice of the produce industry in Canada for the coming year. Before I continue, Ron, are there any specific questions in the Q&A boxes directly related to the financial statement?
Guy, there are no questions at this time.
No question. Moving on. I would like to bring forward the recommendation for the appointment of the CPMA auditor for the coming year. To date, CPMA is pleased with the work conducted for the audit by Welch LLP. Stating this, the recommendation is as follows. CPMA proposed that Welch LLP be retained as the CPMA auditor for the fiscal year ending October 31st, 2022. Do we have a motion to approve the auditor Welsh LLP?
We have Danielle Terreau.
A seconder?
David Dubé.
Excellent. The poll will now be launched.
We have majority and approval.
Thank you very much, Ron. With the appointment of the auditor completed, I would like to continue my report as chair. When I took the helm as chair, I had a clear vision of where I felt the organization's strength lie and where we needed to focus as we continue to navigate the impact of the pandemic. The three key areas that I felt were important for both membership and the industry included effective communication to our members, driving our members' value proposition, and meeting the barrier and issues as they arise and address them immediately. Under my mandate, I am very pleased that we have been successful in achieving success in each area. I feel we were effective in our support of industry to navigate out of the turbulent pandemic businesses environment by going back to basic of our association vision is to enhance the produce market and improve the health of Canadians by promoting fresh fruit and vegetable consumption. With all the challenges we have faced over the last year, this was no easy task. We dealt with atmospheric river, road closures, labor issue, product shortages, and other pandemic-related issues. As an association, we maintain our strategic focus area, work to ensure we provide focus and relevant communication to members, enhance advocacy to ensure we were engaged with all levels of government, and a commitment to bringing the industry together in person to bring back some normality to our trading practices. We all recognize that over the course of the year, our fresh produce industry has experienced many challenges, including labor shortage, port congestion, inconsistent product delivery, and delays in container, plus freight shipping. From the start of the term to now, these topics have been front and center for everyone. Additionally, food inflation became an area of concern, which CPMA worked to address using Half Your Plate program and the What You Can Buy for $20 tool. As the voice of the produce industry in Canada, CPMA has been and continued to be actively working with industry partner and all levels of government to find solutions to mitigate the impact of these issues. The association has undertaken both domestic and international initiatives to address industry's concern, and we will continue to amplify your concern to government and bureaucrats in our effort to find solutions. While COVID-19 has changed how we do business, it has also provided our industry with opportunity. Canadians continue to look to our sectors for flavor, taste, and the health benefit that they can derive from our product. We continue to be well positioned to support those consumers looking for a renewed, healthy lifestyle and work-life balance. What 2021 has shown is that we, as an industry, can adjust to the impact of weather, road closure, product and labor shortage, and many other issues, if we do so united. I would like to conclude with an observation. Over the past 2 years, I feel members has had ample opportunity to witness the value of CPMA. More than ever, CPMA board, volunteer, and staff have demonstrated that we are more than just a convention and trade show. Navigating this pandemic and supporting our member on a hot button issue, lobbying the government to ensure our voice is heard, dealing with trade barrier, weather, event, and a lot more. CPMA has been here for you. I'll now ask that you be there for CPMA. As we return to our in-person convention and trade show, I hope we will see the industry reunite and our membership converging in Montreal this April The event is a cornerstone of our marketplace and fundamental to our success as an industry and association. I look forward to seeing everyone next April 5 to 7 in Montreal. With this, I will wrap up my chair's report and hands over to the floor to our president, Ron Lemaire, to give his president report. Ron?
Thank you, Guy. The past year certainly has been turbulent, and under your leadership, CPMA and the entire produce community has navigated and weathered the challenges accordingly. Our chair of the board traditionally spends much of their time traveling the world with me as we address work to support our members. For Guy, he spent more time on video calls as we slowly got back on the road. He spent much of his time handling the media for our association on supply chain issues and testifying to standing committee. Guy has effectively managed his day-to-day operations out of Montreal, his US expansion, and domestic acquisitions while supporting CPMA members in his volunteer capacity as chair of the board. Guy, thank you for your commitment and dedication to our sector and your time over the past year. Guy touched on some of the activities of the association in his report and presentation of our financial statements. At this point, I want to expand on his report and outline the amazing work of our volunteers and staff. 2021 was a busy year for our corporate services team. This team supports our mission and vision through strong financial management practices, oversight of our technology and systems infrastructure, coordination of our governance process, the delivery of our human resource program, and management of our facilities. Again, this year, there was a significant amount of time supporting our financial position, including analysis of the application of the financial support for federal funding programs, and the administrative support to wrap up the surplus food rescue program. The team also supported staff in our expense management strategy and budgeting, which was crucial through the pandemic. Our IT group also supported the delivery of our first ever virtual Fresh Week convention. They helped launch the websites. They helped pull together our virtual AGM that we're enjoying today, and the online voting for our board positions that everyone took part of in March earlier this month. These behind-the-scenes activities are crucial to the delivery of our overall mission and member value proposition. The market development team has been active in 2021 as well. They effectively transitioned our physical convention and trade show to the virtual show, which we all enjoyed last year, and provided us with the best possible value proposition. Additionally, the team provided members with our annual market report, monthly Canadian snapshot, which is a great data collection for members, and ongoing cattle and Nielsen data. We also launched our new retail merchant data collection strategy to better support merchandising in Canada. The Half Your Plate program continues to be a dynamic and strong national message to increase consumption. We relaunched and augmented our What You Can Buy program, as Guy noted, and our social media continues to be a backbone of our consumer outreach strategy. Our Half Your Plate ambassadors from the Women's Olympic team and canoe and kayak team, as well as messaging from key bloggers and Instagram influencers, reached over 60,000 individuals across our social media network. As Guy noted, Canadians are also looking for ways to eat more fruit and vegetables. And in 2021, we felt that our social media platforms were really successful, with impressions that reached across all of our platform over 21 million, which is, in our view, extremely successful. CPMA was also happy to have our in-house dietitian come back from maternity leave. And Jennifer added additional value to our education and consumer outreach strategies. Additionally, as schools moved between home and class, CPMA was active promoting the Fresgy curriculum and tools. In 2021, more than 80 additional educators downloaded tools for a total of 7,850 downloads to date. But before I go on to the policy and issue management group, and our industry simplification focus. I do want to focus on some of the fun pieces in our social media platform. I'd like to go to, if you can hear this for a second, one of our posts on what you can get for $20. As you can see, Jen's becoming quite a social media expert, and it's exciting to see the tools that she's putting into the market on the Half Your Plate program. Now, let's look at industry simplification and our issue management team. Touch on our government relations, food safety, industry technology, and education. They've been extremely busy. And as noted, many of our supply chain issues existed before COVID and the pandemic, has really highlighted and compounded the issues causing all of our supply chain challenges and are forcing us actually to operate differently. Labor, border issues, and trade all played a factor. CPMA engaged elected officials federally and provincially, worked with bureaucrats and allied partners to address concerns impacting our members. As Omicron loomed, we surveyed members to understand the impacts of our labor shortage. Results confirmed a 26% decline in labor across our supply chain, with a direct impact on productivity, sales, access to inventory, and new business development. Most recently, the positive trend we are seeing is a rebound on absenteeism, which we hope will continue as we emerge from the impacts of Omicron. In September 2021, Canada went to the polls for a federal election, and CPMA was active to put forward our policy position and agenda items with all the national parties. I'm proud of the work accomplished by our GR team. And again, during the course of 2021, we were recognized as one of the top 3 in-house lobbyist organizations in Canada. This is quite a feat, with over 6,000 lobbyists registered in Ottawa. The election added to an already complex political environment that included sustainability and plastic packaging, crop protection, financial protection for produce sellers, food safety, food labeling, traceability, issues within the Safe Food for Canadian regulations, labor, and trade. In addition, in a constantly evolving business landscape, CPMA continues to expand our engagement in areas such as 2D barcodes and cybersecurity, issues that will impact our industry directly, and we have to be ready. To support our message, CPMA again delivered our virtual advocacy strategy, which included a meet and greet with new MPs and social media outreach. In cooperation with the newly minted Fruit and Vegetable Growers of Canada, formerly the CHC, our key message remained around labor, financial protection, sustainability, and infrastructure. Within our food safety strategy, CPMA efforts have included extensive work around CFIA and Public Health Agency of Canada with regards to the important measures on romaine lettuce. CPMA, with its partners, has begun working with government to confirm any new measures that are done based on sound science and in a manner which provides industry with enough lead time to actually be able to implement. As part of the ongoing efforts in food safety research, the CPMA Food Safety Fund continues to fund new research projects in the area of direct relevance to produce. These efforts, in addition to a wide range of direct-to-member interaction, have played a significant role in the past year in reducing challenges our sector face around food safety. The pandemic continues to demonstrate how education is also important to our business, growth, and personal development. Cpma delivered 6 webinars and 12 podcasts to over 13,000 listeners on topics ranging from supply chain disruptions to the future of agriculture. I have to say I'm extremely proud of the organization and the team pulling together. It's across the whole organization that we look for speakers and we put this program into the market. And for a trade association to have 13,000 listeners on podcasts and webinars is extremely strong. And I think it's an area that continues to grow. If you had not listened to our webinar series or podcasts, I would encourage you to do so. And watch for our member bulletins for future offerings. Now, as you can see, we've been very active. And as I mentioned, all of this work cannot be done with the dedicated efforts of our staff. I would like to take a moment to recognize 4 individuals who have reached service standard levels within CPMA. Sue Lewis, reaching the 10-year service standard. Selena Karkas, reaching the 10-year service standard. Nicole Jeffries, reaching the 10-year service standard. And Jeff Hall, reaching his 5-year service standard. Thank you to each of you for your dedication and support to the industry and our association. So as we move towards our first in-person event since 2019 in Montreal, we need to thank Guy for his time as our 97th CPMA chair and his company's support to allowing him the time to commit to our sector. As we move into 2023, Guy will be handing over the association's responsibilities to Mario Macelis from Catania Worldwide. I'm confident that under his leadership, we will, and with the support of Guy as our immediate past chair, we will continue to support our members and navigate the reopening of our economy and the new opportunities for our sector. Having said this, I would like to welcome our incoming chair and soon to be the 97th chair of the CPMA, Mario Macelis.
Thank you, Ron. I would like to quickly say thank you, merci, to Guy for his time and dedication to the CPMA over his term as chair and his time on the board and executive committee. I look forward to building on the work he has accomplished and leading the CPMA forward as we emerge from this pandemic. I would also encourage everyone to join me in Montreal as we celebrate our industry with Guy and his convention planning team. We have been eager to reunite in Montreal as our opportunity. So we'll see you all in Montreal.
I know that must have been very difficult for a Bruins fan to say, but good job, Mario. And thank you. And
everything for the industry, Ron, everything for the industry.
And with this, I conclude my report. I'd like to thank the members, the volunteers, and the staff for their ongoing dedication and support of the CPMA.
Thank you, Ron and Mario. Our next order of business is a special meeting agenda item, the fun part, requesting the member consider and vote on an amendment to our bylaw. The amendment was circulated with the notice of this meeting and read as follows. Whereas it is considered to be in the best interest of the corporation that the general operating bylaw number 1 of the corporation, hereinafter bylaw, be amended. Be it resolved as a special resolution that paragraph 5.05C of the bylaw be deleted and replaced by the following. Director shall be elected for terms of 3 years for the date of the meeting at which they are elected until the 3rd annual meeting next following or as determined by ordinary resolution of the member. As much as possible, 1/3 of the director shall be elected and retire in rotation at each annual meeting. Number 2, the following new section 4.11 be inserted after section 4.10 and the remaining section renumber accordingly. 4.11, absentee voting. Pursuant to section 171-1 of the Act, a member entitled to vote at a meeting of member may vote by mail in ballot or by means of a telephonic, electronic, or other communication facility if the corporation has a system that A, enable the vote that to be gathered in a manner that permits their subsequent verification, and B, permit the tally votes to be presented to the corporation without it being possible for the corporation to identify who each member voted. The purpose of this amendment is to allow for executive continuity through the opportunity to extend the term of a board member from 3 years to 4 years, and for improved absentee voting via electronic means. Are there any questions on the bylaw amendment?
And Guy, with that request for questions, we'll just give everyone a moment to post their question in the Q&A box, and we will monitor that in the next minute. Okay, we do have a question.
Right, Ron? You want to go ahead and read it?
Yeah. On the first matter, what does this replace? So I can ask that. So the directors shall be elected for 3-year terms from the date of the meeting at which they are elected until the third meeting, until the following, or as determined by ordinary resolution of the members. As much as possible, 1/3 of the directors shall be elected or retained in rotation. Part of this entire process is looking at an executive continuity model, ensuring that we are in a position to enable and allow for our executive committee to experience the role of chair. Why that is important, it's a long journey to becoming chair of CPMA in a complex role. And once identified as a potential chair of the organization, there is a path through our executive committee, which can take up to 5 years to become the CPMA chair. This resolution enables stability within that voting process relative to the term length and enablement of the number of rotations.
Thank you, Ron. Jenny, I hope this answers your question. We have a second question from Jim Demena. You said retain, do you mean retired? I actually want to say retired.
It is retire, thank you.
Not seeing any other question, we will move. Do we have a motion to approve the resolution as circulated?
And we have Stefan Schmeckel,
A seconder.
Jerry Gzowski.
The poll will now be launched. Another reminder, only member can vote and only 1 vote per active member.
And we have approval.
Thank you very much. Resolution is approved. It is now time to hear the result from our 2022 CPMA Board of Direction election. Joining us today is Angela Santiago, Chair of the Leadership Committee. Angela has piloted the process to develop our slate, allowing each member of the committee to have a voice. This approach continued to strengthen our organization for the better and enable a stability which all members benefit from. With that said, Angela, the screen is yours to present the election result for 2022.
Awesome. Thank you, Guy. It's an absolute honor to present the results of the 2022 vote. As always, it's our intent to provide an open and transparent process for the development of our slate, and I'm pleased with our progress. The Leadership Committee met multiple times since January, and we have reviewed the necessary proportionality requirements to support the needs of CPMA and moving forward from our 2021 annual general meeting. We considered sector representation, regional representation, tenure in the industry, and tenure within volunteer leadership within CPMA committees and other like organizations to develop the slate as presented. The balance within this proportionality model is essential, and we endeavor to ensure that there's appropriate regional representation from West, Central, East, and International. I'd like to thank my fellow leadership committee members for their due diligence and their vision during the past few months. So I will read the names of the individuals elected by the members by region and sector. And I'll remind the newly elected directors that you'll be contacted by Ron shortly to start your role with an orientation and a briefing session. So the following individuals have been elected to the CPMA Board of Directors for a 3-year term. Kimberly Roberts, at-large retail. Oline Smethurst, at-large retail. Joe Sabraki, at-large affiliated services. Dan Branson, Central Canada grower, packer, or shipper. Dan Martin, Central Canada grower or packer or shipper. Mimo Franzone, Central Canada regional retail. David Dubé, Western Canada wholesaler. Joseph Huberman, Western Canada wholesaler. Rob Johnson, Western Canada regional retail. And Brian Slagle, international grower, packer, or shipper. Congratulations. And again, thanks to everyone that applied to the board. And congratulations to our new directors.
Thank you. Thank you, Angela. And congratulations to those of you who have been elected to CPMA board. Thank you to everyone who submitted their name for consideration. As this concludes our business for today, I would like to call for a motion to close the 2022 AGM. We have a motion.
And we have a motion from David Dubé.
David Dubé, seconder.
Oh, you're okay, Guy. You don't need a seconder on the motion.
Seconders. Excellent. Well, thank you, everybody. I officially close the meeting and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I look forward to seeing everyone in Montreal this coming April. Thank you very much and have a nice day.